Okay, look, it's Mike Messier. To clarify my earlier statements about this Royal Rumble 2018 that's just mere hours away, I am literally stating that I don't think Vince McMahon and the higher-ups of the WWE have planned this thing well. I am literally stating that for this pay-per-view to have anything memorable, memorial, anything worth remembering, that the talent, the actual wrestlers, are going to have to make something happen. One wrestler or more is going to have to make some type of statement, either a physical statement, in-ring performance, or some type of mic work, meaning statement, speaking, saying something off the book, off the script. For this WWE show to be something that we all care about, or think about, or talk about, the talent, the actual wrestlers are going to have to take it upon themselves, one or more, to do something not planned, not rehearsed, not told to them. My feeling, my instinct is that although we all want a great Royal Rumble, we all assume that the first ever Women's Royal Rumble is going to be terrific, and the men are going to come through strong, and AJ and fucking Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to have a great match, etc. Signs would lead otherwise. We can hope all we want, folks, but this does not look good, okay? It's been a lousy week for WWE. They had a horrible beginning on Monday with Enzo Amore. They had a follow-up that evening, Monday Night Raw, terrifically poor, bad, not enjoyable, barely watchable. Anger from the fans. Then we move forward to the XFL announcement. Right when your ship is sinking with WWE, Vince McMahon puts all his attention on XFL, a shell game, okay? My wrestling company's in the shits creatively and with personnel. Well, here you go with some XFL stuff. Okay, great. So we have a whole big distraction with that. Then we go to NXT and everybody loves it. Well, NXT, although it's part of WWE, it's the training camp and everything, it's not the main roster. So for the main roster, okay, the Nia Jaxes of the world, Charlotte's and Alexa, not even in this woman's Royal Rumble, but maybe they should be. Maybe they should come in under masks or something to ring general this ship. My fear, to spell it out for everybody, is that this women's Royal Rumble in particular hasn't been mapped out. They're putting these women competitors into this Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble, without any house show rehearsal or practice that I'm aware of. Maybe they've done it somewhere. They're bringing in 11 or 12 new women competitors from NXT, and have they been integrated or with the established talent on the main roster, besides those that have done some crossovers and so forth? What can we expect? We don't know. That's the excitement. The other thing I thought of was this 2-minute thing. If you listen to Bruce Pritchard talk about the 1988 Royal Rumble and how Titan Time was born, Bruce Pritchard stating that they would, fudge the numbers, so to speak, with how much time is in between competitors entering. That might be done tonight. I bet a lot of fans are going to be watching the clock. And if this Women's Royal Rumble in particular falls short of under 60 minutes, you'll know that they fucked us on the goddamn time, okay? So, that all being said, a lot of the things that make Royal Rumble successful are not just throw 30 people in there and let them fight. There's got to be some pre-established storylines going into this thing. Grudges, rivalries, special appearances, people making comebacks. That's what makes the greatest Rumbles great. Some type of overline arc, whether it's Rick Martel going 56 minutes, I believe, in 91, or Ric Flair going 62 in 92. There's something about an arc, a pattern. And Pat Patterson, I don't know if he's being consulted, especially for this Women's Rumble, if he's coherent enough or can knows the players involved. But who is going to map this thing out? Obviously, Vince McMahon doesn't have his full attention on it. Stephanie's doing commentary, which is interesting. I'm sure she thinks she's going to put some edge onto it. I wouldn't be surprised if Stephanie came in number 29 or 30, left the commentary booth, disrobed as far as a business top, and had a wrestling singlet on underneath. But therefore, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm saying that if they're going to try and fudge the time, people are going to be hypercritical on that. There's not a lot of storylines going into the Women's Rumble in particular, especially, the only thing you could say is Nia Jax and Asuka have a bit of a grudge. You would say that Charlotte and Alexa have a grudge, but they're not in this damn thing as far as we know. They're saying that they're not. My feeling is they could have had Charlotte and Alexa in this thing and just said that if they win their Royal Rumble, either Charlotte or Alexa, they get to choose their stipulations or choose their opponent or whatever for WrestleMania. That all being said, I think it could be a boring, shitty clusterfuck, and in some perverse way, if this Women's Royal Rumble is not good, not entertaining, it's a backhanded way for Vince to put over the men, okay? And look, we've seen Vince with Trish Stratus on her knees, barking like a dog in 2001. So let's not say that Vince loves women, okay? Because that's a lie. So on and so forth, so on and so forth. As far as the Men's Rumble, for whatever the fuck reason, I'm going with Rusev. I just think that he's a dark horse. No one's really thinking he's going to win. I don't know if he's even been announced to be in it. I don't even know if he's... I haven't watched SmackDown terribly, you know, eye for eye every fucking moment of SmackDown, but Rusev seems to be getting over. I think it would be fun to put Rusev over, and if he actually gets to Mania and has his title match with AJ or whoever the fuck, or KO, if it's Kevin Owens against Rusev, I don't know if they've done that match. I'd like to see that match, two big boys fighting for the title, or Kevin Owens and Sammy versus fucking Rusev, or whatever the fuck. You know, Aiden English in the mix as a little buddy. But I would like to see Rusev win. As far as the tag team matches and so on and so forth, I'm going to stick with Jason Jordan and fucking what's-his-dick, Seth Rollins, to retain. I think the Usos are going to lose in 2 out of 3 falls. I think they're being punished. I wouldn't be surprised if the Usos drop 2 falls in a row. That's a little weird to have a 2 out of 3 falls match on a card that's got so many matches. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if this Women's Royal Rumble, the Titan Time, as Bruce Pritchard called it, would be put into effect. You're going to have some shortened 2 minutes. It's going to be some of the quickest 2 minutes you've ever seen, folks. I'm really fearing, because these women haven't been properly trained, I'll take that back. They have been properly trained, but I don't know if they've been properly trained in a Royal Rumble environment, is what I'm saying. And I don't know if they had time or figured it out. You would think that they would do that. You would think that they would come together, and hopefully they did. But my fear is that they're throwing these women into this thing without choreographing this thing or having some type of idea. There's been no house show warm-up. And it's not that I'm saying they can't do it. I'm saying that with any performer, you have to be prepared. You have to have rehearsal. You just don't throw a camera on somebody and say, go, you know, make a great performance, whether it's a film or wrestling or anything like that. So I think that they're doing these women an injustice. One point that's been made is that regardless of whether it's a good Rumble or not, people are going to say how great it was just to say how great it was and just to be kind and nice and all that crap. But I think if you really keep a critical eye on this thing, some of these women are kind of short, okay? And so you get someone like Mandy or whoever who may not be experienced with, and I'm not degrading anyone, I'm just saying it's a skill in itself for the top rope eliminations. If they haven't done top rope stuff quite a bit, then it's a little unfair to just throw these women to the wolves, okay? So that's what I'm fearing, is that they're not going to empower these women with the proper, you want to call it rehearsal or practice or whatever the fuck practice. We're talking about practice. Have they given these women the empowerment, just like anybody else, men, whoever, to train in the actual environment of the match? And I just don't think, with everything going on with WWE right now, with all the attention on Raw, all the attention on Enzo, all the attention on XFL, have they just waited till fucking match day to get this thing together? So that's why I was saying earlier that it's up to the performers, the Nia Jaxes, you know, the Alicia Foxes. They need to ring general up a little bit. As far as the agents of the WWE, who exactly is working with these women competitors, I don't know. If Trish Stratus has somehow gotten a ticket into this Rumble, hopefully she can help. Maybe Lita's going to come out as a surprise. I'd like to see that. I don't know if Tori Wilson or Kelly need to be in it. But I mean, you know, Trish and Lita could definitely be ring general ladies to help this thing. That would be good. I've got a lot of concerns I'm going to stick with the Asuka pick. I'm going to stick with Rusev. I'm going to say Sami and Kevin Owens. Although I like Kevin Owens more than Sami, I think they are going to win this title, which I think is kind of bullshit to have co-champions of the Bruno belt. I'm going to go with fucking Braun Strowman. Okay, I don't know exactly why I'm saying that. I am sick of Brock Lesnar, and I know that the whole big thing is Brock versus Roman. Everyone wants to, no one wants to see it, but that's what's going to happen. But I'm going to go with Braun Strowman. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. Like I said, I'm going to go with Gable and fucking Shelton, and I'm going to go with Seth and what's his dick, Jason Jordan, who I actually think is pretty good. If I'm forgetting a match, that's fine. Those are my picks, and it's just, everyone's going to have their goddamn opinions about this fucking Royal Rumble. It seems like, and I guess people might be wondering why to give a shit, why to give a fuck. Well, we don't have Crockett Promotions anymore. We don't have the UWF. We don't have WCW. We don't have the AWA. This is what we have left. We don't have ECW. Okay, TNA has not been good for 10 or 12 years. I'm sorry. They've had a really long slump, so to speak. So unless you're watching New Japan, unless you're watching Ring of Honor, this is what you have. That's current, okay? And it pains me to see that the very company that went out of its way to put other people out of business and claims to be so great abandons their own project, their own fucking thing, abandons their own competitors, their own talent, and leaves them high and dry and makes them look like garbage. So I'm hoping that if any wrestler hears this somehow, if you're a wrestling fan, you see this video and you have connections on social media to the actual talent, get them to this video and say, look, watch this crazy motherfucker describe how he fears that you could all embarrass yourselves. Because what it comes down to is, what have they done to our sport? What have they done to it? They're embarrassing it, okay? The Briscoes, the Funks, the Harley Races, they'd all be humiliated and ashamed of today's, quote, current product, quote, because no, it's not as good. No, it's not as entertaining. So it's up to these wrestlers tonight. Tonight is Union Day. It's Wrestler Day. It's the day for the actual talent to take the goddamn ball in their own fucking hands and say, Vince, take your fucking XFL red and black football, stick it up your goddamn asshole, and go fuck yourself with it. Because we are wrestlers. We are proud of ourselves, and we want to do something that's going to leave a fucking mark on this goddamn industry and the people watching, paying their fucking $9.99 a goddamn month. So that's why we're talking like this, okay? It's not a goddamn joke. It's not something to laugh at. So I hope that these women competitors, especially because they disgrace them with the women's Money in the Bank. They disgrace them with Ellsworth winning that. They've gone out of their way to make the women look like crap. And now this is their time to shine. So whatever fucking bullshit Stephanie or fucking Vince has in store for these women athletes, I hope they can tell they don't even have to say anything. Just go out there and have a great fucking match. And if they fire you for breaking script, so be it. You stood up for yourself, you were proud, and you did something for the ages. And that's it. That's all I have to say.